guys and welcome to my shelf. Today I am proud to announce that I will be participating in NaNoWriMo. If you didn't know, it stands for National Novel Writing Month. Yeah, it does. The month of November, a lot of people kind of come together and they try and write a novel each in the month of November. I wasn't actually going to, but then I decided to on a kind of like whim, on an impulse decision, just to do it, just not think about it. I've decided to give my fellow NaNoWriMo writers some writing tips because I've already written a lot of books in the past. I'm a very experienced writer and I decided to share some of that with you. If you have any personal wisdom, whether you're doing NaNoWriMo or not, please comment down below in the comment section below. I would love to hear what you have to say, and I'm sure a lot of people will benefit it while doing NaNoWriMo. Wisdom sharing. So without further ado, here we go. First tip that I have for you is plan, plan, plan. Literally cannot stress it enough how important it is to have a planned out base idea for what you're writing. Otherwise you're going to get very lost very quickly. There are so many ways that you can plan your story and make it so that it's very developed and you can write a lot about it. You can do character profiles for each of your characters, including backstories, appearance and fun facts. You can do chapter by chapter outlines with spider diagrams, which is personally what I do the most. You can write a chapter synopsis in bullet points, or you can just write a massive synopsis and then break it up into chapters as you go along. There are so many ways to plan your story. It doesn't matter which way you use, just please plan, plan, plan. Make sure you know what you're writing before you write it. Number 2 is don't worry about a title or a cover unless you're uploading it chapter by chapter. Put a temporary title, the first one that comes into your head. In the early processes of writing, it's important that you focus on the structure and the writing element of your novel rather than making it look pretty or sound pretty or have a really unique and iconic title. If you don't have content, you're not going to need a fancy iconic title. It's important that you fall in love with the content before you fall in love with the title or a cover, so don't worry about it, don't stress about it, just get your writing done and then you can figure out a title and a cover. You don't have to do it right this second. I am so guilty of making covers before I've actually written a book or I've actually like even planned any of the book. I noticed that if I wait until a certain amount of time while planning, about halfway I'd say I am right now with planning my NaNoWriMo book, then I found it a much easier process to like decide on a name and decide on a cover because I know a lot about the story and I can see what fits it more. If you haven't planned anything and you're struggling for a title, it's not a big deal, okay? It's not a big deal. Number 3, when you're actually writing, avoid using pronouns and the word the as sentence starters. Adverbs makes your writing flow better. It cuts out repetitiveness. There is a massive list of adjectives in the description box below in the PDF file if you want to go and have a little bit of a gander. I have this bookmarked to my taskbar, so if I'm struggling, I will literally just click onto that and be like, adverbs, Lego. Number 4 is download Grammarly. Grammarly is a Chrome add-on that enables you to check your writing and check your grammar, spelling and context all in one little function that you can download for free at the click of a button. There are add-ons and special effects and stuff if you pay for it, but you literally all you need is click download and you kind of got the gist of Grammarly. If you write anything on your laptop, it's a good idea to get Grammarly because it's amazing for what it is. It basically edits your writing for you as you go, and so the editing process becomes a little bit more easy to do. 5 is open a different Google tab while you're writing. My search history must be full of blank synonyms or ways to describe this differently, stuff like that. It's really handy to have like rhyme box up if you're writing poetry or want something to rhyme. Really good to have an online thesaurus or a dictionary up, or even just Google, where you can Google synonyms or you can Google adjectives, fancy adjectives to use. Just widens your vocabulary that slight bit. Also might learn something new. Sticking on to that is number 6, and always have a YouTube app open as well, whether that's a tab or on your phone or on your tablet or your Xbox or your PlayStation. Have a YouTube tab open, or if you use any other music sites, and have that open as an alternative. For writing alongside music, I feel like it adds to my rhythm, and I've written my best pieces to some people that I really like musically. So many potential music artists out there that you can write to, but I will link some of my favourites in the description box below. I've recently found a brand new channel for me. I've never visited their channel before, called Mr. Suicide Sleep, and although he has a really weird name, he comes up with some of the best music that I write to and that I've done some of my best work with, so he'll be in the description box below, so go and check him out. Number 7 is writing is writing. Don't beat yourself up because you can't get your words out right. Don't beat yourself up because you find yourself deleting more than writing things. It's okay if it's not your best. It's okay. Writing is writing. Even if it's questionable. After you finish the chapter or after you finish the whole book itself, you can go back to bits and edit them and strengthen them as much as you can. Start the tap running and let the cold water run out for a bit, and then you'll have some hot water and you'll be able to bath in the hot water as long as you like. Basically, that metaphor was just for like writers who just can't write. Adding on to that, make sure it's your own. That's important. Plagiarism is illegal. Number 8, share your work. Sounds so scary, but share your work. Send bits to people you trust. Read bits out to your dog. Send your grandma in Oklahoma a section of your book. Start a writing book club. Do anything, just please, no matter on what scale or on what grounds, get criticism for your work. It is the best way to improve and it's the best way to evolve as a writer and a reader. Criticise other people's work. It'll get you good at self-criticising yourself. This is particularly important in the editing process of a book, and if it's possible, don't edit your own work. Send it to a friend, maybe get a few friends and you could all get a chapter each or something. That's what I did when I was editing my book, The Man in the Moon. Link in the description. A lot of my friends are writers as well, and although they don't share their work, what I've just been saying, they are writers as well. Another chapter to them and they will be more than happy to edit them. Just get someone else to edit your work. Number 9 is, if a character or a chapter doesn't turn out the way that you hoped it to, run with the wind. Lead it to go. I find that if a book kind of leads itself to an ending or a character leads itself onto its own path, that's a good sign, and it shows that you've made your characters come to life and they've got their own path. Don't beat yourself up if something doesn't turn out the way that you want it to. Writing is a mysterious art form and it goes in weird places sometimes. Roll with the punches. Make it your own. Number 10 is something that people don't really expect someone to say when giving them writing advice. Put ethnic minorities into your writing. Put sexualities of not your orientation in your writing. Put genders that you don't identify with in your writing, providing that you've done your research, because if you haven't, then that could offend some people. So do your research first, make sure you get terms right. By allowing these minorities to relate to your work and to read your work and find themselves within it is excellent, and I think you become a really experienced writer if you can write about the black culture and you've researched it enough to know about it and to write about it, or you can give lesbians a non-sexual representation because they really need that. Minorities don't have that many outlets to relate to within terms of the media, and although it's really improving, we've still got a long way to go. There's a couple of minorities in there so that other people in the audience can relate and it's not just whitewashed or heteronormative. That is everything that I have to pass down to you wisdom-wise. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I also make videos on my main channel, Shark Attack, every single Wednesday if you would like to go and head over there and see what I do down there. No, that's weird. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week for my October wrap-up. Bye!
I wanna watch them fly and fly and see them soar up into the unknown. But I'd feel just like a nerd watching birds, watching me here.